wanted to share with you something else I enjoy doing in the winter months, but particularly in December when it's so busy and we're rushing around, and just like something different to take some time out, as well as my crochet, and I love to read, but there's something about December and puzzles that I find really enjoyable. So this is my collection of Wentworth puzzles. And I haven't done these yet. I found these in charity shops. I collect them during the year. You don't find them very often in charity shops, but when I do find them, I make sure that I snap them up because they are my favourite puzzles. And one day I might treat myself to a brand new puzzle. However, they're quite expensive and I just haven't got, I don't know, I think I'm always spending my money on yarn and things. But one day I may treat myself to a brand new Wentworth puzzle. But in the meantime, I'm very happy collecting them from the charity shops. The only downside, of course, with that is that you just don't know if they are complete. So you have to bear that in mind, obviously, when you're buying them. But nevertheless, I still enjoy doing them, and I'll work my way through these. This pile here is the ones I haven't done yet. So I'm going to work my way through, and I will let you know if they're complete or not as I do them, but they are just such beautiful puzzles. And I'll open one up now and show you why I particularly like them. I have to bear with me, I haven't got my camera stand up today, so this was just a little bit of an ad hoc video. So when you open your puzzles up, you have this lovely puzzle pouch to keep all the puzzle pieces in, which is fantastic because if for any reason you drop the box or the pile of puzzles falls off, or I don't know, however these puzzle pieces end up getting missing, but you have a little bag, a little pouch to put them in, which is so nice. So that is one reason why I particularly like these puzzles. And also I find with the Wentworth puzzles, because they are so expensive to buy new, I think people take care of them more, and because you've got the little pouch to keep all the pieces in, there's a lot less chance of you buying a puzzle with missing pieces, which is fantastic. So let me open up the pouch and just show you the puzzle pieces, because this is where it gets really special. They are beautifully cut wooden pieces. They are such good quality, really lovely and thick, lovely to work with. But the bonus with these, well, I love this part of these puzzles. They have, let me just find one. Let's see. I'm not sure what I'm to find. There should be a lot in here. They have, there we go, there's one. So they have these shapes in them, and I think they're going to be animals. They can be all different shapes, but very often they are animals. Now I'm always fine. There we go, there's another one. Focus it in. There you go. And these fit into the puzzle. They are just so much fun to do. Oh, there we go. There's a giraffe. They have no relevance to the puzzle you're doing, because this puzzle is the hare. So no giraffe, and looking at the picture, you have no idea how that shape fits in, and that's the fun part of it. And I just love to start the puzzle by finding all these shapes and just going through, putting them to one side and just having a look at them. There we go, there's another one. And you just think, how is that going to fit into the puzzle? But it just does. There's a swan. These are really good fun. You have to excuse my board. This is an old IKEA chopping board that I use for my puzzles, just so I can take it on and off the table and move it round. I'm not a great fan of the puzzle roll mats. I have never found one that I really like. I just find them, I don't know, I just find the board a lot easier. Unless it's a really big puzzle, then I'd have to get a roll mat. But there we go, it's a camel. And these are just so much fun because you just don't know what shapes are going to be in the box to make up the puzzle. And yeah, that's how I like to do them. So I'll go through, I'll find all the fun shapes first of all, put them to one side, and then I like to go through as you would a traditional puzzle and find the edge pieces. But again, the edge pieces in here, some of them are quite easy to spot like this, and other edge pieces can be really tricky because they don't actually look like edge pieces. So you have to keep going through towards the end. And so say for example that could be an edge piece, but it doesn't look like an edge piece straight away, and it needs to be a tiny bit that you need to fill in a gap, and that will be your edge. So yeah, I just love these puzzles so much. So this is the hair. So I think this is the puzzle I'm actually going to start with. I quite fancy making the hair, quite drawn to this one. So I'm going to do this puzzle first. I'm going to start this one today, and the other puzzles I have ready to do that I've managed to collect during the year is this one. There we go, the Monet one, Japanese bridge. And that's going to be quite a challenge because obviously the colours are very similar all the way through. So that's that one. And this one is really fun, the Carol Singers, perfect for this time of year. Such a happy puzzle. Really looking forward to that one. And this one, which again looks more of a challenge but good fun, World Travel Guides. I'll just zoom in there. So that's another one that I've managed to collect, and I'm really looking forward to doing these. I don't think there's a single Wentworth puzzle that I wouldn't look forward to doing, to be honest. So that is my, I'm not gonna, I don't think for 1 minute I'm going to get through all these in December, maybe December and January, but you never know. They can be quite tricky because of the irregular, very irregular shapes in the puzzles, but again, that's what makes them fun. They're not over in 2 minutes. They are quite challenging sometimes. But oh, there you go, there's another one there. So yeah, this is my December relaxation therapy, is my Wentworth puzzles. So let me know in the comments below if you do puzzles, or if you particularly like the Wentworth puzzles, or if you have another favourite puzzle you enjoy doing, then let me know, and I will certainly keep a lookout on my charity shop rounds for those puzzles as well. So I am going to have a lovely mug of tea now, and I'm going to begin my puzzle, and I will update you on my progress in the next Vlogmas, and we'll see how far I get and how many puzzles I manage to complete during December. So before I get stuck into anything else today, I'm going to make the most of this beautiful weather we have here today in North Wales. It's very dry, very sunny, very cold, so I'm going to wrap up warm and I'm going to head out and enjoy the beautiful views and enjoy a lovely afternoon walk. Oh, how fantastic is that? 1st of December and I spot a robin. Beautiful. As the saying goes, when robins appear, loved ones are near. Oh, right. Okay, I'm back home now. I am freezing. It's absolutely freezing out there. My hand's hardly moving. However, I'm going to try and carry on and do this video because I wanted to share something with you. And that is the update on a sock, the Hauger sock that I mentioned at the end of my previous podcast. So if you haven't seen that podcast, you might want to go and have a look. It's podcast episode 3. And in that episode, I make crochet socks for the very first time. And there's a couple of pairs there. So you might want to head over there if you're interested in that. In the end of the last video, I mentioned I wanted to make the Hauger socks because it uses 4-ply. and the other 2 socks I'd been made in acrylic, 4-ply acrylic and 4-ply cotton, which came out lovely. However, I wanted to try doing it in the 4-ply, so it would come out closer to a knitted sock using sock yarn. So the sock yarn that I chose was the Signature Sparkle 4-ply from the West Yorkshire Spinners, and this is also a West Yorkshire Spinners pattern. This time this is a free pattern. The other pattern in the previous podcast was a paid for pattern. So this is free pattern, and using the Signature Sparkle, which is this very, very pretty yarn in Nutcracker. So just, there we go, Nutcracker. 4-ply yarn, so nice sock yarn. And this is my very first attempt at making crochet socks in 4-ply. So I was very, very keen to see how this come out. So this is the result. I have finished sock 1, and I'm really, really, really pleased with how it came out. So this is a toe-up sock with an afterthought heel and a rib cuff. Now this time this one did have a rib cuff in the pattern, and I did my own version of this slightly. So that's the only part of the pattern that I changed, was the rib cuff. I did my own. I changed the pattern. I didn't follow what they were doing. I just did my own. But that's the only thing I've changed on it, is just the cuff part here. It does have a cuff on it. It was just slightly written differently in the pattern to how I made mine, but it will still come out with a rib cuff if you follow the pattern. So this was in a V-stitch, and say toe up, afterthought heel and rib cuff, and I am really, really pleased with how this has turned out, and it feels so nice. It feels exactly like the knitted socks. However, it's very, very quick to make up. So I made this in, I don't know how many hours, but it really, really wasn't very long. And considering I hadn't ever made this sock or seen this pattern before, I was quite pleased and impressed that they work up so quickly and so beautifully. So I really wanted to just show you this sock and the update. So I will crack on, and I do need to obviously finish the second sock, and I'm really motivated to do that because, as I say, I think it's worked up lovely, and I really can't wait to have a pair of Nutcracker crochet socks. So if you are thinking about doing crochet socks, or you've never done a pair, and like me, you've never been inspired to do them because of the look of them and the yarn, then maybe if you have a free day and you want to try something different, just have a go at these Hauga socks. They work up so quickly, honestly, and I've never done this pattern, so the second sock is going to work up even quicker because I now know the pattern. I know what I'm doing. They're made on a 3mm crochet hook in the 4-ply, so you could use any 4-ply if you haven't got the Yorkshire Spinners. Doesn't matter, just pick any sock yarn and download the pattern for free, print it off, and you will be able to make yourself a pair of crochet socks within a day. Honestly, they work up that quick. So very, very happy. I think this is my absolute favourite, and this I think will be my crochet go-to sock pattern. I think I will still use the Colour Lab pattern, and I have actually bought some more yarn to do the Colour Lab in. So I have bought, it is the Women's Institute. I was in Hobbycraft and I saw this yarn, and I was in Hobbycraft actually picking this one up, the West Yorkshire Spinners, because I didn't want to wait online. I was in York, so I just popped into Hobbycraft and picked this one up. Whilst I was in there, they had the Women's Institute yarn on 3 for 2. And this is Pure War double knit, which is what the original pattern for the Colour Lab socks were in. So I'd made them in the acrylic, I'd made them in the 100% cotton, but I hadn't made them in the Pure War. So I've picked up some of this. I've actually picked up 3 balls because I'm going to have a go after I finish the Hauga sock. I'm going to go back to the Colour Lab pattern and I'm going to make up shorty socks in the Pure War in this lovely cream, and I also have another 2 balls, so I'm actually going to make some really long socks, probably knee-high ones like this one here. This is the longer version of the Helga sock, so I made the shorter version, but you can obviously continue up and make the sock as long as you wish to. So I think this colour lends itself really well to the Colour Lab with those lovely shell patterns. I think it's got quite a vintage look to it with the pattern and the cream. So I'm really looking forward to trying that. So that's next on my list. I'll try and get those done this month, and also the long version. So I'm going to do a long version and a short version. So I did buy something else actually whilst I was in. I bought these from Hobbycraft. These are Hobbycraft, and I picked up another ball of yarn when I was in there, which is this. Now this wasn't on 3 for 2, so I only got 1 ball, and this is the James Brett double knitting, and this is 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and it is just beautiful. And I am a James Brett stockist, but I haven't ordered this in yet, so I just wanted to pick up a ball and have a go at making something with it, and I just wanted to see how it worked up before I ordered it in. But I have to say it feels lovely, really, really nice. And as you know, I'm a big fan of their wool mix, the Amazon, the chunky Amazon they do. So I'm sure I'm going to be a fan of this too. However, I just wanted to try it before ordering and stocking it on the website. So I'm really excited to try this. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to make with this yet. I have a few ideas, and one of them may be this, which is, and I've talked about this before as one of my projects that's been on the back burner and I haven't got round to doing it, and I don't know why, because it should probably be quite a quick project, and I know I'm very, very late to the party on this, but it's the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit, and I don't know why I've not got round to doing it. I've just had so many other things to do, and I did want to make it with this yarn here, which is the one I picked up in Italy when I was in Rome, wasn't I? And I picked this one up. This is the mohair mix, and I thought that would make a lovely Sophie scarf when I purchased that one. But I'm also now thinking that this might make a nice Sophie scarf, or maybe I'll do one of each colour. So who knows? Who knows? I might finally get round to making the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. I know I'm very late to the party on this, but it has been in my file of projects that I really, really want to make. So who knows? December might be the month where I finally might even make 2. Who knows? So watch this space. I may turn these into Sophie scarves. We'll see. The other thing I have finished, well, nearly finished, which I will just show you as it's on my table, waiting to be strung. I have just made some more of the Welsh wool Christmas trees. So this is all Welsh wool, and this is the ball band. There we go. It's this here. So 100% wool, and this is the last of my Welsh wool. So I do need to pick some more up because they've all sold. I made the trees in this, and I made some Christmas baubles, and I have just used up the last of the wool now. So I shall string these up. I've got enough to make a bunting of 7 trees, and I think I've got 6 trees left over. So I'll do a smaller one, and they will be in the shop tomorrow, Saturday, tomorrow. And then that will be all the Welsh Christmas trees that I have, all the bunting that will be available until I can head over and pick up some more wool. So I'm really happy with those. I have the twine here. I'm going to string them up, get those ready to take into work tomorrow. And yeah, I think I might start. Do I start the Sophie scarf or do I start the second sock? Dilemmas. We'll see. I'll let you know in the next podcast anyway. But yeah, I think that's it from me. I just wanted to catch up, and I wanted to start the Vlogmas, and I'm not sure I'll do a Vlogmas every day because it's a lot to try and fit in a video and working, and I've got a lot going on. I've got a new boiler to be fitted, and Jess comes home on the 15th, and I have everybody here for Christmas, so I'll have a full house, but I'll see what I can do. I've got a lot to do, and if I can do a video a day, I will. Otherwise, I'll just do random Vlogmas throughout the month. So I shall leave it there for today, and I hope you have a lovely evening, whatever you're making, and I shall see you either in the next Vlogmas or in the next podcast. So enjoy your evening, and bye for now. Bye.